OutsideView Identity Caching Walkthrough. This video is part of the series describing features and capabilities of the new OutsideView. In this video, you will learn how to do the following. Identity management, where you purge the ID cache, use the ID manager, edit the ID types, edit the subgroups, create a session using role management, and session cloning. The intended audience are for end users. If OutsideView is not already running, please start it up. The identity management is available from the menu options. Edit, Identity Management. Identity management is a labor-saving mechanism to reduce redundant or repetitive logging in throughout the day. By associating all session files using the same credentials with the same ID types, users will be prompted once for the credentials, and all subsequent sessions of the ID type that are opened or reconnected will be logged in automatically. For instance, if you open a workspace containing 12 sessions and all 12 sessions specify the same ID type, you would need to supply your credentials only once for all 12 sessions to be logged in. If you were to close and reopen that workspace, you would be automatically re-logged into all 12 sessions without having to provide your credentials again. Identity management has the following options. Purge ID cache. This allows users to clear all credentials stored in the temporary identity cache. ID Manager. This provides an interface to display all the recognized ID types and allows multiple ID type credentials to be entered or changed. Edit ID types. This allows users to add new ID types, edit or delete existing ID types. To create a new ID type, you click on the Add button. The Add Identity Cache ID Item dialog box will come up. In the Identity Cache ID group box, you will need to enter a unique name for the Identity Cache ID. We'll create one called Test1. We will leave the rest as the default value. As you can see, Test1 is now listed in the list box for the Identity ID type. To delete an ID type, you would highlight it and click on the Delete button. The Edit Subgroups dialog box will come up. In this dialog box will be listed the default roles or subgroups created by OutsideView. You can add new ones or you can delete existing ones. Now we will create a session with role management. Click on the icon to start a new emulation session. This will bring up the Session Settings dialog box. Enter the pertinent information for a tandem emulation. In the Session tab, there is a Role Management group box. Select from the available ID types in the ID type drop-down list box. You should use the same ID type for all sessions where you want the same credentials used. For our example, we will use Nonstop User. The subgroup provides a way of organizing, displaying the sessions in the session bar based on subgroup ID in addition to the ID types. You can leave it blank, or in our case, we will use Development. Then, go to the I/O and enter the host information. Since our host has a tackle prompt, we'll invoke that service. Click on the OK button. When the first session of a given ID type starts, the user is prompted for their credentials. These credentials are then stored encrypted in RAM. Whenever sessions open or optionally reconnected, OutsideView will automatically log in that session using the stored credentials. As you can see, with using Identity Cache, the user session is automatically logged on. Session cloning. Session cloning is the ability to open an identical instance of a session. This feature only works with the sessions that are configured with an ID type. To clone a session, users can right-click on an active session in the session bar and select Clone Session. A new session will open up and use the same credentials to log in the users. A cloned session is not regarded as part of a workspace and therefore will not be saved as part of the workspace. This allows users to create workspaces with minimal pertinent sessions, and they can clone these sessions to run different utilities without worrying about these sessions getting saved into the existing workspace, causing session clutter. This concludes the video. In it, you have seen how easily you can use the identity caching and identity management to simplify and automate logging into a host, and also how cloned sessions can help reduce session clutter in your workspace.